Well, we're back again with yet another No Fluff analysis, and this time we're going to be talking about the new Gala Dragalia Summon Showcase, running from the 28th of April to the 3rd of May UTC. Let's cut the fluff and get straight to it with the first adventurer added, the 5-star Shadow Wand, Vania, the Vampire Princess. Vania's first skill is Crimson Order, dealing 2213% damage across 4 hits and healing the user with 15% recovery potency. After 5 casts, Crimson Order becomes Bloody Absorption, dealing 2690% damage and healing for 28% recovery potency, as well as dispelling a buff from the target. This skill is shareable for 5 skill share points, and when it's shared, it always casts Bloody Absorption. Vania's second skill is Scarlet Gift, granting the user a strength amp and increasing the team's hit points by 3% for the remainder of the quest. Vania has the standard wand skill damage co-ability, and her chain co-ability grants shadow units 8% critical rate at 60% hit points or above. Vania's first ability is Vampiric Potential. Each cast of Crimson Order grants Vania a stack of Blood Pact, stacking up to 5 times. Once Vania has 5 stacks of Blood Pact, Scarlet Gift will gradually fill automatically at a rate of 7% per second. Vania's second ability is Blind Resist, and her final ability grants her 8% skill haste at 70% hit points or above. So Vania introduces Strength Amp to the Shadow roster, as well as a hard-hitting skill that's only just beat by Veronica within Shadow Wands. The fact that Vania is self-sufficient with her healing means that she can maintain her skill haste and critical rate abilities without interfering with enmity characters on her team, as well as being able to take on the role as a secondary dispeller once she's gone through a few casts of Crimson Order. Her Scarlet Gift also means that she's the first Shadow Adventurer able to buff the hit points of the entire team, as opposed to, say for example, Cassandra and Berserker, who have self-only buffs. With this, there's a chance that Vania could be the key to unlocking Auto Master Cayenne, though that will require some experimentation from someone who pulls for her, rather than just me theory crafting from the sidelines. Thor's Trial is the only Shadow Advantaged content that might benefit from Strength Amp, and in this regard, Strength Amp is more of a luxury than a requirement. And that's the way it should be, I think. If Strength Amp were truly to become the determining factor as to whether or not a fight is clearable, I think we'd see a mass exodus of players. But for some players who aren't quite at the endgame yet, then Strength Amp could be the nudge they need to clear Thor's Trial within the short time limit. All in all, even though Vania brings a heavy hitting skill 1, she only has that one damaging skill, so her overall personal DPS is going to fall lower than most adventurers. Once she does get Strength Amp up and running though, she should bring decent team DPS, but with Legend Cayenne teams typically opting to run the safe foundation of Patia and Grace, the overall effect of Strength Amp will diminish if Vania is only buffing one other DPS, not to mention the diminishing returns if those DPS already have over 100% bonus strength from double buffs. I think Vania is going to be a novelty pick for now, but that could change wildly once we see Curse Nihility content kick in for Shadow. Without access to defense buffs, Vania's HP boosts could be the only significant safety net available for learning the fight. Next up on the showcase is the 5-star Flame Dragon Gala Reborn Agni, the Greedy Encroaching Flame. Gala Reborn Agni's skill is Blazing Strike, dealing 2548% damage across 2 hits and inflicting Scorch Rend. Strangely enough, this deals 25% less damage to broken targets, but still has the typical second cast at the end of the shapeshift. Gala Agni has the typical Reborn abilities of 70% strength and 30% flame damage for 45 seconds after the Dragon Gauge fills by 10%. So the 25% reduced damage against broken targets seems to have everyone in an uproar, but even with this damage reduction, Gala Agni's skill still hits harder than Gala Jan and Gala Poseidon, narrowly losing to Zephyr by a few percent, and that's without counting the Scorch Rend affliction. Gala Agni's attack mods are also pretty high, dealing 2017% damage across his combo, losing narrowly to Gala Poseidon's 2100% and Gala Zephyr's 2050%, and beating out Gala Jan's 1700%, numbers rounded for ease of comparison. This just means that Gala Agni's skill does a bit more damage outside of break rather than during, but if you're running Scorcher and Punisher on your team, it might be worth using anyway to ensure uptime. All in all, Gala Agni is pretty par for the course for a Gala Reborn Dragon, and will likely be an okay choice for the incoming Yada Baoth fight. Compared to Gala Mars though, while Gala Agni's abilities give more damage bonuses once the buff is activated, Gala Mars' skill prep upon ending Shapeshift provides far too much utility for Gala Agni to compete. Gala Agni will be better for your backline in solo, but for player-led characters in co-op, I think Mars is still the preferred choice. While not part of the showcase, we have some Wyrmprints added with the update. The 5-star Wyrmprint, Advent of the War God, grants wind units 12% flurry devastation. This is a decent print, but within Wind I feel as though there's stiff competition against prints such as Brothers in Arms and Feline Hospitality, due to double buff's proliferation in Wind. Not to mention Dragonure Xanfrid's growing popularity as a support character, the 12% critical rate buff here might fall victim to diminishing returns. And you also have to consider the use of Poison Punisher and skill damage Wyrmprints in the 5-star slots. Once Wind Agato's weapons receive their extra Wyrmprint slots from Sinister Dominion, we could see some setups using this in lieu of the standard skill damage prints. The second Wyrmprint added is the 5-star Wyrmprint, Bloody Little Queen, granting one unit 14% critical rate. This is a strong print to be sure, but with 10% flurry devastation being available from the Queen of the Knife, and one's ease of building combo to meet that requirement, this might not be worth the 5-star slot when it has to compete with prints providing flurry strength or double buffs. This might be comparatively better in fights where you're forced to disengage and drop combos such as the Ciela fights, or at least a bit more viable for elements with access to 7 Wyrmprint slots. As for the showcase as a whole, Vania seems to be another case of future-proofing. Though with strength amp's caps to its efficacy, it's not going to be a make or break situation. I might tentatively recommend picking up Vania for newer players lacking a fleshed out shadow roster, but those sorts of roster issues tend to be solved by saving and pulling on Gala showcases anyway, so it's for that reason I'd recommend new players pull here rather than for Vania in particular. Gala Reborn Agni is in a similar position. If you're lacking Gala Mars or Konohana Sakia as flame dragons that are almost universally good on damage dealers, then Gala Agni is your next best option. Whether you want to settle for next best or wait until Gala Mars is on focus again is something that you'll have to decide for yourself. As I've said many times before, I'm not your boss, do what you want. If you're a long-term Cygames fan, then Vania is more likely to be hard to pass up, and players that missed out on Mars may feel compelled to pull here to prepare for the incoming Sinister Dominion fights. As always, thank you very much for watching until the end. Take it easy, stay safe, and I wish you luck in your upcoming pulls.